Whoa, now. What's happening, good people? And how you doing? Hoping you're all right. Hoping you had a great day. Hoping that you staying cool. It is so hot outside. How hot is it, Gerard? I'm
How
glad
hot
y'all
is
asked.
it?
Thank you so much. You were a little late, but that's okay. It's okay.
You was
You
too
just
fast.
ain't had no fair warning.
You were too fast.
Yeah, you ain't had no fair warning. I'll give you that one. It is so hot outside.
How hot is it?
Thank you very much. It's hotter than fish grease in the summertime on the outside barbecue with all your family members.
Fighting over who made the potato salad.
Making sure, like Juan LaFonta said, make sure there ain't no raisins in the potato salad. No raisins.
Or nuts. Mr. Frosty.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, that's Frosty. That's Frosty. You talking about Mr. Frosty. Yeah, but I was looking around and saying to set myself today, I was like, man, how hot is it going to get this summer when we just starting off?
This kind of heat makes you miss those daily rainstorms.
Well, we can ready to get another one. We can ready to get another one. Did I bring my umbrella in? I ain't bring my umbrella inside. Why? Now watch today. I didn't bring my umbrella inside. And when we get out the air, it's going to be raining.
Same thing for me.
Because every day that I bring it in, it ain't raining. But when I don't bring it in, when I get ready to leave, it's thunder boomers. So we shall see. Got a chance to just look at some of the news. Y'all, I have never seen a city that has been so dogmatic about who picking up their trash. I have never seen a city where there has been such a dogmatic approach to who picking up the trash and where they picking it up at. So why? Well, maybe I need to ask this question. Has anybody seen the new Henry Consulting television commercial? If y'all seen the new commercial, call me up, 504-582-9422 on television.
I had to mess with Troy the other night. Saw the commercial and I texted him. I said, say, bro, I love that commercial, but you broke my heart tearing that roller coaster down. You know, all you could do was just laugh at it.
Oh, you talking about
The Zephyr.
the Zephyr?
Yeah. That hurt my heart.
That thing been sitting there rusting for over 20 years.
Yeah, but still, I told him, I said, bro, whatever you do, save the coaster. I never got a chance to ride it.
You wanted him to say that rust bucket?
Hey.
Well, there's something wrong with you. You were gonna get you be on there riding all by yourself. Wee. Then when to take off and jump the tracks, wee. Look at wee. He just
That's why I turned to Mr. Frosty and fly away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, Mr. Frosty. But I'm thinking to myself, I thought that was pretty innovative to do that commercial to let people know, hey, don't think that we just doing some consulting work and we're not qualified to do this. This is the stuff that we're doing. And it's a whole lot more than just picking up trash and cleaning up the French Quarter. But my question was, had anybody else seen it? And I thought it was interesting too that he put a lot of folks that are people of our community. Norman Robinson. Let me see who else he had in there. A couple of other folks that be like, look, this is what he's done. I also saw Let me see, Chief, former Chief, him and his wife. I saw. Let me see who else I saw there. I already said Norman, Chief and his wife. Rustin, you saw Rustin, George's brother, who donated over $2 million to St. Aug. He was in there. Let me see. All these folks that were in there that were speaking on behalf of letting them know, hey, look, there's a lot going on with my company. Why y'all worried about picking up trash in the French Quarter? With all the stuff that we doing in this community to start up economic development. What is wrong with y'all? And it made me think, as I was looking at it, that it couldn't have been anything except the race. Do you see all the stuff that this man is doing, his company is doing, and y'all worried about who picking up the trash in the French Quarter? Now we got a lawsuit from two businesses in the French Quarter that are suing the mayor. I'm like, y'all can't know the process. Y'all must not know the process. You must not know the process. Somebody making y'all put this money up. Y'all can't know the process. But I wonder, well, let me say it this way, because I got to do it this way. When we had those special investigations that were going on in New Orleans behind trash, and your boy was the subject of them. What boy are you talking about? I'm talking about IV. When Torres was the subject of those investigations. Wasn't done by us. We ain't had to do them. I'm talking about Lee Zurich investigations. Y'all remember Lee got in a truck one night with a cameraman and followed those trucks, dumping waste in places that they weren't supposed to. After, y'all remember what was that? Used to be a Voodoo Fest. And they went and scooped out all the doo-doo out the porta potties. I know that went good with your sandwich over there. But I'm just trying to say, I'm just saying. Where was the outrage? And then all of a sudden, everybody started looking at his company and was like, oh, yeah, and by the way, you're not even from here. You don't even have an office here. Well, he does now, but he didn't back then. Where was the outrage then? These are the things that make me go, it can't be but one entity at all. It can't be but for one reason. Because I was looking to see what Detroit do bad, except bid on the contract. Is it because it's in that area? Y'all act like we never done business in that area. Y'all want one person? So, me being who I am, it made me ask the question, what is so good about this company that's picking up waste? Oh, they go the extra mile. Really? Because they got the limited fresh machine? And then I thought about that too, when I started thinking about the color of the skin and who owned the company. Is that who's behind this push? Because, we'll sell out anybody for $1, and he got the money. But are you pushing this because of the color of somebody's skin? Because if you are, because I haven't seen none of them jumping off the back of a truck. I either see us or our Latino brothers jumping off the back of a truck to pick up the trash. Hmm?
Hoppers.
Optional.
Hoppers. That's what they call them. Hoppers.
Hoppers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It sounded like you said opera. I was going to wait for you to swallow. Because you sounded like you saying opera.
You know it didn't sound good.
It did not. But I have not heard, when I look around and say, it's usually us jumping off the back of the trucks, the hoppers. We call it what it want. So it can't be because the people, you're fighting for those people to get the job. Y'all don't fight for us to get no job. Y'all not fighting for us. Come on. Who y'all fooling? Who y'all fooling? And then the other day, well, this is probably about 30 days ago, I was looking at the news and they were interviewing this black man in the French Quarter. And he was like, look, we have a store here and we like the service that they provide and yitty, yitty, yeah. And we don't know nothing about the other company, yitty, yitty, yitty. And I'm looking at him as I'm watching the television. I was like, dude, your grandson works for Troy. What are you talking about? You don't know nothing about the other company. I'm going to leave it at that. I ain't calling no names. But the things that make you go, I'm like, ain't nobody really fought for us before. So what y'all fighting for? The service or the person? Because the service can be copied or done better. Are you fighting for the person? Because it's apparent to me, y'all don't know and didn't know. That's why he had to take out a full-blown ad and put it on the television and let y'all know this ain't his first rodeo. This don't have nothing to do with him doing something for the mayor, a hookup. He's got plenty contracts. Hey, Mr. Nita.
Hey, it sounds like I'm the first one to call you this afternoon, huh?
Yep, that's about right.
Because you know I got a lot to say about this one.
You what?
I got a lot to say about this one here.
Well, come on and say it and get it in.
I thought yesterday was bad, but this one here is ridiculous. Just like you said, they fighting for that dude. They're not fighting for the quality of work. They're just fighting to give this dude more money in his contract. That's all that's about. They ain't fighting for the quality of the work.
It's apparent to me it's not, because I'm like, okay, if he don't do the quality of work, which he already said, he's going to do it better. Plus, he did the bidding and he offered more for less money than what they paying now. So I'm like, well, y'all not trying to give nobody a chance? Well, if he's doing it good now, let him go ahead on and do it. I'm like, you kidding?
No. So that's my take on it. It's just ridiculous. It's always about race with them people. Always about race with them people. They don't act like they have enough. They want more. And like the Bible tells you, the money is the rule of all evil. And I mean, these things are driving these people crazy.
You know what I figured out? You know what I figured out? And I hate to say this because it's really going to sound like really bad. It sounds like to me, in today's society, in today's economy, in today's world, especially here in New Orleans, whenever there is somebody of color that is making money, we seem to have an issue with that person making money.
And that's the bottom line.
If it's $100,000 and more, there's a special investigation going on. We got somebody that's doing some type of investigation. We got the watchdogs watching a watchdog. We got TV reporters running around snooping in your trash cans. We got something. If you making 150 or more, there's going to be an investigation on you.
Wow. And what is this about? Lou Zurich? Lee Zurich was filming these people dumping trash.
Yeah, that was way back in the day. Yep.
Was that Ivy Waste?
Yep.
But it wasn't called that back then.
No.
I know.
Right
I
after
remember that.
right. I think that was right after when was that? Off the Voodoo Fest. So.
Wow.
All right, Miss Anita. Let me take my
All
break.
right, I'm gonna keep listening. I just wanted to chime in first.
I already got you, baby. Thank you much.
All right, thank you.
Talk
All
to you
right,
in a minute.
bye-bye.
All right, y'all, we got to take a break. We'll take the break here. We'll come back. Have some more conversation in just a minute. Y'all hold tight.
Norman Robinson is back,
Can you hear me now?
and he's taking no prisoners.
Can you hear me now?
Each weekday, Norman Robinson brings you commentary with Off the Top.
The incident was shocking, disturbing, disgusting, disappointing, and sad.
Each weekday, Off the Top with Norman Robinson is heard exclusively right here.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
Connect with NOLA Public Schools. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X for the latest updates. Sign up for District Digest, our official newsletter where we share district achievements, celebrate student successes, and keep you informed about our vision of providing a high-quality education. And don't miss our school board meetings. Watch in person or live stream on YouTube. Stay informed, stay engaged. Visit nolapublicschools.com today. Again, that's nolapublicschools.com.
Hi, this is Cary Grant. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events and sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join us every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Cary Show.
Hey, New Orleans, look for important changes to your natural gas service. This summer, Delta Utilities takes over for Entergy Gas with a Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based approach to safe, clean, reliable natural gas. No interruptions or rate changes due to the transition, just dependable service and modernized technology to keep you running smoothly. Get to know us at deltautilities.com and stay tuned for more later this summer. Delta Utilities, focused on natural gas, committed to New Orleans.
New Orleans, your health matters. Join a National Minority Quality Forum for a free community health screening on Saturday, June 28th from 11:30 to 3 at Xavier University's McCaffrey Ballroom. Get checked with free exams from breast and kidney screenings to blood pressure, dental, vision, mental health, and more. Vaccines, free food, giveaways, music, and a kid zone, all for you. Let's bridge care and community. No insurance, no problem. Come get your health passport and start your wellness journey. That's Saturday, June 28th, Xavier University. Don't miss it.
Fresh produce, local flavor, and a healthy you. New Orleans East Hospital is hosting a farmers market the last Wednesday of every month from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Join us in the parking lot across from the main entrance. Support local farmers and your wellness. We'll see you there.
Hello, I'm Gary Clark. Please tune in to Dr. Clark 101, The Living Classroom, which is broadcasted weekly every Wednesday at 12:30 p.m. on WBOK 12:30 a.m. on your dial. And as always, it's been a pleasure.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks. So here's why I'm having this conversation, because there is an article in NOLA.com today that tells that Mayor LaToya Cantrell is facing yet another challenge in the multi-pronged legal battle over the fate of sanitation services in the French Quarter, as two French Quarter property owners have sued the mayor over their selection of a new vendor for that work. Now, y'all listen to me now. In a lawsuit filed against Cantrell on Monday, Danielle Conwell, owner of Felix's Restaurant and Oyster Bar on Benville Street, and Marina Costopoulos, I guess that's how you say her name, Costopoulos, that's Costopoulos, Marina Costopoulos, a French Quarter resident, argue that the mayor's $73 million deal for Henry Consulting is improper and would worsen trash pickup services. The lawsuit comes as Cantrell is already fighting legal challenges with the New Orleans City Council over the deal. Under her Henry Consulting, the firm of business owner and developer Troy Henry would work with Richards Disposal to handle trash pickup in the area on August 1st. Henry Consulting would take over duties handled by Ivy Waste, the firm of business owner and developer Sidney Torres IV. Mr. Conwell and Felix's are completely satisfied with the services that Felix's currently receives from Ivy Waste. Conwell and Costopoulos, attorney Leonard Levinson, wrote in the lawsuit. Ivy Waste services further help increase the number of Felix's guests by making the area surrounding his restaurant more appealing. What? It says here that Ivy Waste, their services, further help increase the number of Felix's guests by making the area surrounding his restaurant more appealing. A spokesperson for Cantrell said that the city is unable to comment on pending litigation. Henry declined to comment, and his attorney did not respond to a request for comment. In a statement, Torres said that Ivy Waste team is overwhelmed with gratitude from the residents and businesses support. It's our hope that the mayor and her administration lets the process play out like originally planned, says Torres. We will continue to give the best service until whatever day is our last day. Residents and business owners have railed around Ivy Waste in recent months, with many posting signs in support of the firm around the neighborhood. And backers say the French Quarter appears cleaner than ever and have lauded the lemony spray the firm uses to keep streets fresh. Lingering resentment from property owners over the city's failure to maintain trash services in the aftermath of 2021's Hurricane Ida has raised the stakes of the contracting issue. Richards was one of the two main vendors that handled the garbage hauling at the time. And I got to tell you, Richards and Metro did a hell of a job for us for the price that nobody else would take. I don't even think people realize that. Miss Pamela? Miss Pamela? All right, Miss Pamela, call me back. Big man.
Yes, sir.
What you say?
First time caller.
All right.
But a long time listener.
Well, welcome to the show.
Okay. I was going through the stations about maybe 30 minutes ago, and I hear Billy Nongester asking the host of the show about the contract for the garbage in the French Quarter.
This ain't the first time. And he been on there doing the same thing. I have never heard the lieutenant governor of a state advocate for a vendor and dismiss the other one.
And that's what he's doing.
Yep, you are correct. This ain't the first time.
All right, I just wanted to let you know.
Make you want to go and check his who's giving him money to run for office. Check his campaign finance report.
Yes, indeed.
But you are correct. I've heard it too.
All right.
Ain't that something?
That's something.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the call. Don't make this the last time.
All right, Gerard.
All right. Talk to you in a minute.
Later.
All right, Mr. Elmo.
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. What's happening?
Yeah, and I agree with you. This is the first time. Well, not the first time I heard the lieutenant governor makes a comment. I've never seen a governor try to persuade the opposition to who he wants to support with a contract. That's unheard of with me. So
unheard of.
It just wondering. Yes, unheard of. So it's just wondering how far this can go. But this is the thing that I really don't have an answer for it. But when you experience something, it does bother you that white folks have a problem. White folks always, white folks and conservative Afro American men and women always pride themselves on pulling themselves from their bootstraps. And it's always like as though you have to pave the way I paved my way, like they don't think none of us did that. But I think what it really bothers me that it's always an accepted thing for white folks to earn a living and be a good business partner. But it's always we're always questioned, man. No matter how educated we are, no matter how sharp we are, we always question and we always shut. And the sad thing about it, some of our people even question us. So it's very sad, man. And the reason why I'm saying this, no one told me this. I'm going by experience I've had.
Mm-hmm.
That when I would do service work, brother, be it like plumbing, like electrical, painting, HVAC, whatever the case it may be, I would always have. Now I'm going by my experience. I didn't say it's God gospel with everybody. I'm going by with me. Now I have to tell you, when I dealt with white folks, word of mouth. When I give them a price, they say, "You want your check now?" I say, "No, give me half completion of the job. I'll take the rest." But without my own people, oh boy, they took me to the rear. And I'm not saying all of us is like that. And again, they had the person said I gave a white man's price, and I've always thought I was very give a pretty competitive price based on the services I provided. I thought was pretty good, and the amount of money I charge you. But they was never satisfied. Look, I could never satisfy her, man. And sometimes I didn't get paid because the wife was always the one that was involved. No problem with that. I ain't sexist. And I try to make sure I will always say, look, man, if you think this price is too high, get 2 other bids and get back with me. And then the husband comes, he looks like he's spelling SHIT, and he's going over and over. And more than likely, he don't know what he's looking at.
You know we can spell, right? You do know we can spell, right? I just wanted to throw that out there as you spelling. I was like, you saving that for the kids? Okay, I got you.
Well, I don't want to violate FCC rules, bro, because I told you I don't process to get my license, so I don't want to be stupid, you know? Oh, boy.
They sitting up here spelling his 4-letter words. I'm like, you know we can spell. But go ahead. I ain't mean to interrupt you, but go ahead.
No, you're right, bro. You're all right. It's all good with you, brother. So look, this thing about it is you put me through changes. You're looking at stuff you're not even. Your wife is more familiar than you and what they're looking at, and you make me go through changes. It comes to the point you don't even want to pay me. So you know what I did? Guess what? Thank you very much for what you gave me, and you'll never see me again. So it's really, it's really sad. You will think in this day and age, we'll go our way to support black businesses. You would think we would. And I don't think you have to tell me support black business. But it's sad that we do not do it.
No.
And we ain't practicing what we're preaching. And we ain't mean what we say.
And I'm just appalled that if somebody told me, and look, I know Troy probably listening. He don't like to just say he listening until I say something crazy out the way. Then he get online to tell me that he is listening. But this was not a full-blown contract for him. This was a temporary contract until they got things settled for Torres. It was temporary. All right? Things got settled. It's over with. The mayor said, let's end this contract and go on. You got other contracts to pick up. I just about got the whole city to pick up. Now, and I'm sitting up here saying to myself, people don't necessarily understand the process, and they're getting up and getting all upset about this, thinking that this was the process. It's not the process. Are you in the car or something?
No.
Oh, okay. It went away. But then the other part about it is, I think that all these folks that's giving all these accolades to a business, they're saying, "Oh, you did such a great job. You know, I don't care what business you in. There's going to be something that's going wrong." And my question to them is, before y'all keep putting your lives on the line here, trying to be and show all this, oh, he did this, he did that, he did this, and doing such a great job, y'all really need to start asking, well, what has he done wrong too? Because I got video right now of one of his workers and the street sweepers picking up holes in the French Quarter and putting them inside of the street sweeper while he's doing his job. I got the video right now. Ain't nobody talking about that. I mean, everybody got the video. I can post the video right now. You can see the girl with a booty hanging out of her shorts getting into the street sweeper with the dude, and he pulling off. What in the world are you doing picking up hoes? Why are you supposed to be working?
Well, you see, Gerald, the thing that irks me is that
let me post this video so everybody can see it. I'm gonna post this video so everybody can see it.
You remember Maynard Jackson?
Yeah.
Okay, mayor of Atlanta.
Yeah.
What made that brother powerful? What made that brother respected among not only just Afro Americans, but being an Afro American leader, a politician? That when he took that man position ownership with those white folks, they said, "Oh no, you're gonna have to invest. You're gonna have to understand minority contractors, minorities involved in your businesses, dude, or you don't get the contract." That's when they built that big airport in Atlanta. If you can remember, that's a big airport, one of the biggest in the world.
Right.
And he made sure you had. And what I'm saying is, in this day and age, you don't see men push that. And what I don't understand, what are you scared of? Because first and foremost, you have our population is over 60% Afro American, at least. Mm-hmm. And what I don't understand, I watched the news the other day. Now, this is City Park now. City Park belongs to all people who live in New Orleans. And it's the pleasure of everybody who live outside New Orleans to go there. And listen, I'm looking at this commission on what they're doing. I ain't seen one black face for one. I said, you got to be kidding me. How can you have a minority city? And I ain't saying we're supposed to run everything. But my God, man, we don't have no representation. Mm-hmm. I ain't seen nobody. You think someone representing the council or something, someone representing some civic organization within the Afro-American community would be there. Ain't nobody there. I don't know if you paid attention to that.
No, I mean, I've been paying attention. That's nothing new. My question has always been, well, let me add to what you just said. So let me tell you the beginning of what you just said. The beginning is, if you go through the contracts that the city of New Orleans lets, meaning that you put these things up for bid for people to get those contracts, a trash contract is not one of the biggest contracts that the city of New Orleans has. But it sounds like to me that the if Jimmy Woods and Richards Disposal, if Jimmy Woods and Mr. Alvin Richards didn't teach me anything, they taught me something that I had to take and look around and say, okay, cool. And that is, you're talking about African-American men that are getting different dollars. Are you outside again? What is that sound?
No. I'm right.
Okay,
outside.
Right. But they taught me something else about them, not just their business, but they're doing big corporate business. Those aren't the biggest contracts in the city, nowhere near it. But it is taking away from the opportunity for there to be corporate partners with the black community that can sponsor folks and their organizations, be able to take money and put it into political coffers so somebody can run for office. You're taking away their political power. So when someone of a statue of a Troy Henry, Alvin, Mr. Woods as well, Jimmy Woods, Mr. Alvin Richards, and they know the game, you try to take away the money and the contracts that they bid for because you know that that's going to be drying out the community. You sure you ain't driving somewhere?
No, sir. I'm sitting outside my porch.
Can you hear that? Can you hear? It goes away every time you
Well,
say something.
well. You know what? I think what you're hearing is my condenser unit that's running outside, but I'm sitting on the porch away from it, so I'm
Oh,
surprised
okay.
that you
I don't
can
know
hear
what
it.
that
Yes,
is. I'm like, boy, they really trying to
yeah,
interfere with your conversation. So,
yeah.
but when you
Well,
take
you know
away
what? I
that type
don't know
of
if someone's
dollar
trying to,
bill,
but I
when you
think
take away those types of dollars, and you take away the opportunity to be able to be a player, you're not just taking away jobs and the ability to do that. Why do you think that? And this is something for everybody to think of. I'm not just asking you that. I'm asking everybody. Why do you think out of all the major multi-million-dollar contracts that this city has, that they have a problem with the trash contract? They don't have a problem with the water contracts for the city. They don't have nothing with the disposal units. They don't have nothing to do with who's doing all the bidding and all these other major contractors. Hell, Woodward ain't even from here, and they done bought a building over here across the street from Xavier just so they can get the contracts. They moved their whole corporate office here. They ain't nobody messing with them. Why? Because they ain't part of here. They don't have no I guess they don't have no stick in the game. Hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Well, again, I just think the bottom line is they resent to see a very educated black man, very educated, understand the wherewithal, how to deal with them on their level, and they resent that. So I mean, that's been going on for how long? For years and years and years. And you think when you have a predominantly black city man, council and all, but you got these same old uncle, you know what's the same thing, and they're almost trying to put add fuel to a fire instead of trying to help out. They out there being opposition, so that's sad too.
Yeah, well, you got Troy that's fighting against them. I'll tell you somebody else who I think is doing an excellent job. I said I was going to call him and see can I get him on here, and he actually put Channel 6 on blast today. Juan LaFonta. Juan LaFonta is not only just putting Channel 6 on blast, he's also putting the people on blast, because he said y'all y'all running to these attorneys for personal injury that don't have no skin in the game, ain't doing nothing for the community, ain't giving back nothing. And so his commercials are starting to call those folks out, and they calling out the people too.
Don't blame them.
I don't know what that is. What is that? It sound like interference.
Sound like his TV's on the fritz.
Well, interference you can hear, but I can't hear. But I know that my condenser unit is running, so I don't know if that has something to do with the phone electronically. But yes, sir.
Well,
but I appreciate
anyway,
you giving me an opportunity to say something.
I got to take these other calls anyway. I just wanted to put that in for my 2 cents. So thank you, sir.
Yeah, well, no. It was good. It was good information. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you. All right, Mr. Elmore.
Thank you, brother.
Talk to you later.
All right,
Alvin.
Well, there, G.
What's going on with your big
family
money?
and fly by listeners? How y'all doing?
What's going on with you?
I sure hope you don't get in some more stuff that I want to comment on, but hell, I got to get in early. But anyway, so now, first of all, that's that listening device that they got plugged in our system. You're trying to hear everything.
You heard?
Yeah, we heard that. You know, that's that. You know how you got to go through certain areas and you got to, like you just say, you hear when you used to talk on the phone, you hear that buzzing, you know the feds listening. Yeah, that's what that was.
Oh, I was
Second
told
of all,
today. Noonan called me today and told me that I'm being monitored. So I guess that's what it is. And he wasn't playing. He was serious. He was serious. So now I believe him.
And look, second thing, bruh. Say, bruh.
Uh-oh.
Say, bruh.
Bruh.
Man, why y'all putting that man out there like that, dog? Y'all know that man was picking up his old lady to bring her home from work, you heard me?
Who that?
The driver, man. They got the girl picking up the girl in Bourbon, putting her in the truck,
see that?
man.
Did you see that?
Man, he was picking up his old lady, man. Stop all that, bruh.
And the street sweeping machine?
Hey, bro, sometimes you can't say, bro, sometimes you ain't got no car. You ain't got nothing. You got to work with what you got. You heard me? So look here, man, get on up in here. I'm going to drop you off at the bus stop.
Bro, the girl got them booty shorts on. She got them booty shorts on.
Let me finish, Mr. Stevens.
She got booty shorts on.
So you know I got to work all night, you dig? So look here. Go ahead, Let me go ahead and right quick. So so we can go ahead and do that and go ahead and drop you off at the bus stop. And look, I'm gonna holler at you tomorrow when you get home. All right.
So he a member. He a member of the Frosted Nuts coalition. He's a member of the Frosted Nuts coalition, bro. I'm sorry. But I was like, wait a minute. Did this dude just jump out of the street sweeper? And this girl is climbing in the street sweeper, and she don't even have a vest on. She ain't got too much of nothing on.
BG told you a long time ago, you gotta get it how you live, man.
Bruh. This girl don't even have.
They're not living right, so they got to do what they gotta do to make what they gotta do to make what it do, make it work. You did.
And he took off like he was really sweeping the streets.
You're not listening to nothing I'm saying, huh? But seriously though.
So I posted it. I posted it.
Seriously though, G, check this out. Not seriously, real talk. Seriously. Down to this doggone contract again that we done talked about for the umpteenth millionth time. Come on. First of all, like you just said about Woolworths, let's go ahead and say it about Sydney. Sydney ain't from here. Sydney don't live in the city.
No.
Sydney bought a business and bought a house to be able to even bid on the first contract that he got from the city. Let's talk about it, like Dr. Wise said. You know what I'm saying? First of all. Second of all, that restaurant owner that owns Felix's, right? If I'm not mistaken, when I Googled it, they say Felix has been in the French Quarter since almost the 40s and 50s, right?
Yeah.
So where were they at pre-Katrina in 1992, 95, 98, 99, all the other years pre-Katrina when people used to walk around the French Quarter stepping in horse manure, vomit, and everything else?
Yeah.
Where they was at then?
Yeah.
You heard me? I didn't hear nobody complain about that.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
And the company was Waste Management. The company was Waste Management.
And it was a big company at that, a major company.
Yep.
So next thing.
Yep.
Who was cleaning the downtown development district?
Henry Consulting.
Okay, so it's not the downtown development district bigger than the French Quarter.
They are not bigger than the French Quarter. They
okay.
Well, I don't know. No. They may be. I don't want to put that out there. I don't know.
But my point is this though, G. As I hear the music in closing, we don't hear no other businesses in the downtown development district where he cleaning up saying that he not doing his job. Are we not?
Nope. Ain't nobody said a word.
What in the hockey sticks, fiddlesticks, fudge sticks are y'all talking about?
Making it up.
I'm gone.
As we go.
Let me go get my old lady, bro. I got to turn the speaker back on me.
I'll get your old lady out the street sweeper, bro. Get out the street sweeper. Goodbye.
Later.
All right, Al. All right, more coming up, y'all. Everybody hold tight.
Hey, this is Dave Poston. Be sure to listen to WBOK 1230 AM every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and Sunday evening at 5 p.m., bringing you the best Southern Soul barroom music with the Southern Soul Weekend Party Mix, hosted by me, of course. I'll be playing your favorite Southern Soul music by artists from all over the South, right here on WBOK 1230 AM or online at WBOK1230.com. The station you listen to longer. Listen to longer. Listen to longer.
Welcome to Chemical of the Month by the community scientists at Rise St. James. This month we spotlight phthalates, chemicals added to plastics, especially PVC, to make them more flexible and durable. But there's more. Research shows phthalates may disrupt hormones, affect reproductive health, and contribute to environmental pollution impacting our communities. Join us as we explore how these additives shape our everyday lives and the world around us. For more details, visit risestjames.org. Empower your knowledge with Rise.
This is Dr. Jaquil Ross, the host for Talk That, NOLA Education, brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans. On Talk That, we'll be focusing on the amazing work of educators and students happening inside and around public schools in New Orleans. Our school communities are full of so much talent and promise, so let's talk about it. This month, we'll be joined by Taylor Williams and Grow Your Own students at Grambling State University to share their journey on becoming a teacher. Also, we'll hear from Holly Reed, Alexis Ketto, and Raphael Simmons to learn more about the new and exciting NOLA PS data dashboard tool. Following that, we'll learn more about education programs being impacted by the termination of federal grants. We will then conclude the month with a conversation from two educators with over 20 plus years of experience in New Orleans public schools. So tune in for Talk That, NOLA Education, every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m. To learn more about innocent on our programs, visit newschoolsforneworleans.org.
Hey, Pontchartrain Park. Thanks for listening to WBOK.
Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 12:30 a.m.
All right, folks, welcome back. Say, Brett, I had an idea. I got an idea.
I'm scared to ask.
I'm going to ask Troy when he get the contract, can I get trained to do the street sweeping?
No, bro. No.
No. I want to be the street sweeper.
No.
Because I want some perks like that.
No, you don't need those kind of perks.
Huh?
You don't need those kind of perks.
I can't ask the hoes to come ride.
No. The hoes are the hoes.
I want a horn on that. I want the Dukes of Hazzard horn. I want to be say baby.
So you want the hoes?
You want? Let me show you my hose. Water hose.
All right, Mr. Frosty.
Mr. Water hose. You want to ride? If you want to ride, don't ride that white horse.
I ain't forgetting suspended.
Huh?
I'm not forgetting suspended.
Oh. that is true. Let me go to the phone lines. Cedric.
I want to ask you and Wick, why chlamydia ain't talking about stuff like that?
But I posted
Gornichi.
Yeah, I posted
Why ain't talking about that?
I posted
and I
it.
call.
Okay, so they can't say they didn't see it.
Look, I call again to say this. This is why we need to be intentional in retaining the mayor's office. And even this current mayor should have done a better job at awarding contracts to people who are native New Orleanians, not people from Chalmette or other places. Lieutenant Governor Nungesser. We know you're supporting them people because they're from Chalmette. And they, so let's just be real with it. Our black politicians, y'all got to do a better job.
Tabor, have you
right
seen
now, it looks like Gerard, right now, it's like we're about to lose the mayor's office.
Yeah. But I want to change that. But I need to ask you, did you see this video? Go ahead, Gerard. Did you see this video?
No, I didn't. I didn't look at it. I mean, I can understand gas is high, so you're trying to carpool. But now, let that have been Richard's Disposal or Metro,
right?
Or Henry Consultants,
right?
Now, black people, we got to do better. Mr. Troy Henry, Mr. Richard, what have you, my fellow Purple Knights, get it together.
Get what
together? Get it together. Rise, Sons of the Golden Purple.
They got it together.
But now it's together. But there was some issues there that I will not say.
I already know them. And Troy came in and talked about them. They had issues. But that's how business works. You come together and you go and you sit down and do it. They did what they needed to do. And, I mean, they didn't been to court. Hell, Charles Rice has already taken those folks that disagree with how contracting works with the city he done took them to court, and they done lost 3 times. And I'm
Here
like,
again,
this is crazy.
The way these folk are scrutinizing black people, you cannot afford to make no mistakes. The example of that is our current mayor.
Yeah.
And especially, you got to make sure you cross your T's and dot your I's, because no matter what we do, they still want everything. Sidney Torres went and bulled his way and stole a contract from the man in Kenner, the garbage the guy that had it in Kenner. All he wants is a monopoly, and they don't want nothing to trickle down. And that's when it has to be incumbent upon us as citizens of New Orleans and the people that we elect and our pastors and everybody to be on the same page, because these two black businessmen, have done a lot for the city of New Orleans, for NORD, for teams, softball teams. And it looks like we, the city of New Orleans, have turned our back on these two black contractors. But yet everybody, including a lot of black people, I guess what they talk about, if it ain't white, it ain't right. Not, but we're supporting this other person that ain't even from here. Come on, people, we got to get it together. We are truly what we love to eat, and that's crabs and crawfish in a barrel. Change the narratives. Change your mindset. Change your plight into your flight. And I'm speaking to myself as well.
It's a shame to me that he had to take out a whole ad and put it on television just so people will understand what his company does. He's not just one specific entity. He has different, projects that he knows that his consulting company can take care of. And he knows the game. He's played it. He's a part of it. So while he's in there, you got to do what you got to do. He's got more than one business entity going. What's wrong with that? That's what I had the problem with. I'm like, folks act like that he ain't supposed to be doing something if he didn't specialize in it. Unless he had a trash can and was out there picking up paper himself. You're not supposed to have a trash contract. And
Gerard, before you hang up on me, I gotta say this. You see where the judge said that it's illegal for the city council president to want to put a travel ban on the mayor.
Yep.
Look at the leaders we have.
I'm sorry that the president of the council needs to be reprimanded for some of the stuff that he's doing. He's supposed to be an attorney, but I guess all attorneys ain't good attorneys.
So here's a question, and you said this before. How much did this cost the city?
There you go.
I mean, just dealing with her travel stuff.
Yep.
When Gerard, student body presidents travel, any department head travels. You want to stop a mayor from going to a mayor's conference? Whether you like her or not, she's still the mayor.
And not only that, what's the conference called?
It was the mayor's conference.
So you got more than one mayor going. You got mayors from all across the country going to this thing. Have you heard anybody else say Have you heard anybody else say in any other city you can't go?
Gerard, where she has an official position in that conference of mayors.
But have you heard any other city tell their mayor that there's a travel ban because of your because you don't have the money to go?
Man, well, somebody need to run against him. Look, I was at that New Orleans United Front meeting. That pastor that's running against him sounds very strong.
There's a pastor that's running against him?
I forgot his name. I'd have to get it from Noonan Man, but that pastor sounds very good.
Wait a minute. Who he running against?
He running against little Benedict Arnold.
Tell the pastor to call me, yeah?
He running against him. And when the pastor was talking, man, if you'd have saw his demeanor, his disposition, like, I'm not going to share my toy with you. Hey, man, y'all have a good one.
All right. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you much. All right. We got to do the break. Yeah, we'll go to break. Miss Matthews, Eric, everybody hold on. Oh, Lord, not him again. Him again? I got to deal with him again today? Well, I don't have to answer that call.
He's cool.
No, he's not. I hung up on him the other day.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Be nice.
Let's go to the news. All right, we'll go to the news here. We'll come back. Everybody hold tight.
From the campus of Xavier University.
Yeah.
WBOK Go and Equity Media Station.
I'm Timmy Eswick with BIN News Now. Brandy and Monica are headed out together for the Boy Is Mine tour. The tour will stop in 24 cities, but kicks off in Cincinnati on October 16th. Kelly Rowland is expected to join the tour at some point. The last day of the tour, December 7th, in Houston. Well, meteorologists say today is the last day of a harsh June heat wave for some parts of the U.S. We're talking about New York and New England. Looks like the Mid-Atlantic and Southeast, it won't be over until at least Friday. Louisiana is reporting its first human case of the West Nile virus. Doctors say about 1 in every 150 people who are infected develop a severe illness. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Gerard Stevens with you. After 5 o'clock, please drive with care on your way home. What you say, Ms. Matthews? Ms. Matthews?
Yeah, Gerard, how you doing?
Good, dear. How you doing?
All right, and WBOK family. No, and with regard to what the last guy said, it's no, the people support, well, a large segment of us do support Troy, and we recognize the games they're playing. Because first of all, if he won they had a bid, he won the bid for the contract, so it shouldn't even be no more foolishness behind that.
That's why I'm like, when did this thing change about, what the mayor saying and all this other stuff?
Yeah.
I'm like, when did that happen? The
Yeah,
mayor
I think
had
for
nothing
years-
to do with this.
Right, that's the way, they bid for the contract, he won the bid, so he's supposed to get the contract. And I'm like you, I can remember when Sidney Torres, earlier on, he had the contract, and they had complaints about his garbage services. So to me, they jump in the gun. How can you be complaining and the contract haven't never went into force? You give a person the opportunity to do the job. So we know it's not about his ability to do the job. It's just that so much stuff is racially motivated in New Orleans. It's because the man is a successful businessman, and they can't stand to see a black man making money in this city.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so unfortunate, I say, because the people who we have on the city council who's supposed to be representing the city, they represent, I'm not saying all of them, but some of them do. They don't care about the city. They care about their own needs, and Torres does. He contributes to a lot of their campaigns, and that's what the problem is. But it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be all this foolishness when lawyers to sue the mayor and lawyers for this. Yeah, she's supposed to travel. She the mayor. It's just so much unnecessary money being spent over foolishness, and I can't wait to get them out, because that's just, it's just. I'm just saying the people are not so stupid that they can't see the games they are playing. My only problem with this upcoming mayor's race, why they always have us fighting each other, because they're going to have so many black candidates running for mayor that they're going to split up the vote. I say, and that's, to me, that's the unfortunate part about this city. They can always get some of us to sell other people out.
Mm-hmm.
So we can never work as a united front, because they can always use us to do each other in, That's the problem. But no, as far as, most people feel if Mr. Henry won the contract, then he's supposed to get the contract. But I think when they did that with Torres, he was mad because he didn't win the contract, and I guess they were saying it was temporary, but he knew he was going to come with some bull. Because to me, the first thing they should stop is allowing business people to be able to give them money, because quite naturally, if somebody is contributing to your campaign, you're not worried about representing the city. You're worried about, your campaign offers, and that's the problem I have with it. But no, we recognize the games as being played. I say, because you never even heard all this controversy about no garbage contract before, just like you say. They've been, people have been bidding on contracts for years, and it was never all this controversy. But the controversy, I think, is the resentment because the man is a successful businessman, and then he was able to give St. Aug $1 million, and I guess that blew their mind that a black man in New Orleans could give away $1 million.
And that's why I think that a lot of folks really don't pay attention to who's the scrutiny and what the scrutiny is about. The scrutiny is not about you getting a contract. The scrutiny is that there is a black man that ends up going against the white man, and that black man does have political power, and the more money that he gets, that he has bigger and better political power to be able to say, hey, I need some of our folks to be able to run for some of these offices, and can give them money to do so. That was also sponsorship money that we could see. Alvin Richards and Jimmy Woods did it better than anybody else. That I was talking to Jimmy one day, and I guess I have that privilege, and I don't think he mind me telling this, but when they get paid their money, one of the things I knew that they would do was take a portion of that money and put it as a set aside, not because they were setting aside for something special. They were setting that money aside so that they could sponsor different things that were happening in our community, be able to put it into the coffers of folks that were running for office, so that they would have that political power to be able to do so. That's one of the main reasons you don't want somebody that looks like us to be in the office or be able to hold these contracts, because to run for office, it takes money.
Well, yeah.
And that's where a lot of the people were getting their money from. That's where a lot of the people were getting their money from. Not no more, because now they don't have those contracts.
Yeah. It's just sad, I say, I don't know if we're the majority of the population anymore, but we are a sizable portion of the population, and we should be determining more policies in the city. They don't care if we live here as long as we don't benefit economically, and that's the problem. Yeah, so that's all I had to say, Gerard.
I appreciate you, dear. Thank you much.
All right. See you later.
Eric.
Hey, G-Man.
Oh, Lord.
Hey, look, I'll keep it short before you introduce me to your friend Click again, okay?
At least you know who he is.
Yeah, I know. Well, the listeners might not know, but I had been, like the mayor was on a travel ban. I was on a call-in ban for, over a year or so.
Just about.
Yeah.
And don't be no, you're not. You're not back. No, you're not.
I'm back. Thank you. I have been rehabilitated. Well, look, I didn't call and say anything about Troy Henry, but I would like to talk to you a little bit about the Downtown Development District. And so, no matter who gets that contract, it's a thankless job, because if you go downtown, you see there's all these homeless people. They live, they got a pile of junk around them. They, turn over garbage cans. They do all these things, right? And the city allows that to happen. The judges are very homeless friendly. They let them sleep on the sidewalk now, obstruct the sidewalk where they never used to do that years ago. So you see all these homeless people. So downtown has become a small homeless encampment, if you will. And so no matter if it's Troy Henry or Sidney Torres, that job is thankless, because the downtown is always going to be messy, because you've got all these homeless people living on these streets. And so, that was the first thing. Second thing is this. The Downtown Development District is not a permanent thing. As a matter of fact, in 2027, they have to put another measure on the ballot for the citizens to vote for it. So you can vote against it. If enough people vote against it, the Downtown Development District will go away.
The Downtown Development District has been part of New Orleans for years. What do you mean it's going to go away? So why would you even think that it's going to go away when the majority of the folks that are supporting it are already officials that have something to do with the city of New Orleans that are going to push it?
Well, they can push it, but it's like some of these millage measures, right?
I mean, they did the same thing for the millage for the sheriff's office. They pushed it and tried to push it away, and they tried to push it, then they tried to push it away. That's been going on for years. So why would you think that that's going to be something that would just go away?
Well, no. What I'm saying is that to renew the downtown development district.
You don't think it'll be renewed?
I'm sorry?
You don't think it'll be renewed?
Well, what I'm saying is it's going to be put on the ballot sometime in 2027.
You know it's going to be renewed.
I don't. Well, it's not guaranteed. It certainly is. If enough people vote
let me
against
ask you. This is a common sense question. All right, and I think you got common sense. I really do. I got faith in you on this one. At what point has there ever been anything that has been on the ballot to have anything to do with the downtown CBD area that has not passed? Name one.
Well, I mean, I have to go through.
No, I just want to know.
My history
can you
book,
remember?
You know?
Can you remember one?
Well, I'd have to go through my history book. But this is the point I'm trying to make, though. It's not chiseled in stone. The downtown development district can go away if enough people vote against it. So 2027, if you all don't like what if the listeners don't like what they're doing, go ahead and vote no and just make it go away. Hey, it can't be any worse, right? I mean, if you go downtown, you see all these stores that are closed. You see all these buildings that are closed. You see all these homeless people on the street. What exactly is the downtown development district doing? I don't think they're doing a whole lot.
I tell you what. How about if we get the president of the DDD to come down here and make that pledge, and you develop a conversation about what is going to happen with that vote for the DDD. And what is it, 26 or 27? You said 28.
No, 2027.
All right. I'm going to call the DDD, and I'm going to ask the president to come over here and have that conversation. And I'll make sure that we put it out here so you'll know. All right?
Well, if you want, I could be your co-host for that one day,
now
and I can ask
you
some
have
really
gone too far. You have really gone too far. That's a little bit too far.
But wait, if I'm your co-host, everybody can see who I really am, right? That's been the big question, you know?
No, that has not been the big question. It has been peaceful for over a year now.
Oh, okay. Well, look, the last point I like to make is this. If some of the listeners think that they're being sold out by the quote unquote white man, I got news for you, because the person at the DDD that handles governmental affairs is no other than Jared Brissett. You know, the former councilman that would always be having too many drinks.
See,
and last time I checked, Jared Brissett is still black.
Now what? Who said that anybody at the DDD is selling out anybody? You made that up.
No, I mean. No, there's been all these callers saying we this and they
but
that,
what did the
and
DDD have
they
to
don't
do
want
with any
us
of
here,
that?
and they don't want us having
what
that.
What did the DDD have to do with any of that?
What? Because that's who the contract's with, right? The contract's with the DDD.
The DDD does not have the contract for the French Quarter. The DDD has the CBD
I know that.
area.
I know that.
So what contract are you talking about?
Well, aren't you talking about the contract that Troy Henry has with the DDD?
That is to do the French Quarter trash pickup.
Okay.
And they
great.
just developed a whole new French Quarter commission to see that it's either going to be yes or no. And the city council is overstepping their bounds. That's what this is about. Ain't got nothing to do with the DDD.
Well, I just want to let the listeners know is that Jared Brissett has not gone far. He's probably still at the bar during happy hour, but he's right there at the DDD working on their governmental affairs.
Jared ain't messing with nobody. Leave Jared alone.
I'm just pointing it out.
I know what you're pointing at. I know what you're pointing at.
Was...
I know what you're getting at. Now, leave him alone. He ain't done nothing to you.
Hey, I'm just saying. Well, how do you know? You don't even know who I am, G. Now, if I couldn't even be your co-host for one day, I won't even ask for a single dollar.
I see my friend coming into the building. You met him before now. I'm going to stop
him
from coming in the building. All right? I got to go.
See you, man.
Goodbye.
All right, bye.
All right. T-Bone. Jesus.
You know what, G? I needed that laugh right now. I gotten some bad news earlier, but you know what? I needed that laugh right now. Go ahead, though.
Yes, indeed.
Well, look, I try to stay on topic. I know I be talking some smack, but I actually be saying something, And I always say this when I talk to you. You can talk about common sense all you want, but sense ain't always common. I need you to keep remembering when I say that, because I'm not just saying it to say it. I'm telling you the truth. I don't have no reason to lie to you. Yes, indeed. Well, look, we already know. This city has had problems in politics for a long time.
It's had a what?
This city has had problems with politics for a long time.
Oh yeah, but I mean that's every city that there seems to be. I'm trying to put this politically correct without me having to go.
Well, let me help you out here. It's been very poignant here for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Very poignant. It is not something that's a secret. You have business people who have called out officials and taken their business elsewhere. That's the real reason why you have issues with development. That's the real reason why the city continues to have issues with its economics, because they can't do business right. I've said it before on this program a number of times. There's not a single mayor that was mayor of this city that didn't do business outside the city. There's not a single mayor that was mayor of this city that didn't travel. And now, up until ITT, there hasn't been a single mayor that's been put out of that little apartment in the French Quarters.
Nope.
Here's what I want to know from every mayoral candidate right now, which, by the way, right now I'm kind of thinking about Judge Hunter. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you plan to do as mayor of this city to change the economic makeup of this city? How do you plan to address the educational issues, the issues with housing and blight? How do you plan to even out the economic landscape? Those are my issues. Those are my triggers. Now, if you can't answer that, you can't get my vote. And I don't want a politician's answer. And if you really don't believe there's enough of us not to vote for you, I point to the New York mayoral race. Have you been following that?
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy that's come from out of nowhere. Doesn't have the political pedigree that Cuomo has.
35-year-old Muslim.
That's where a lot of voters are feeling now. We tired of it. We tired of the political shenanigans. We tired of the political doublespeak. We want truth. Now, as much as a bunch of people don't like Trump, he told you what he would do. He told the truth, as ugly as he was with it. And we're seeing him do what he said he would do. Some people wanted that. A bunch of us didn't. That's basically the trend, as young people say, the viral trend that this country has fallen into. We're not sitting up here trying to hear political doublespeak anymore. Some of us are too smart for that. Y'all better up y'all game.
Okay.
Or y'all gonna be out it.
All right. So let me get back to my original conversation, though, because I don't want to go too far today.
Okay, my bad. My bad. Go ahead.
No, I got to take my break.
All right, y'all.
I'll holler.
All right.
All right.
All
Hold
right.
on, James. More coming up. Hold on.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Operation Hope founder and CEO John Hope Bryant has dedicated his career to empowering people from underserved communities. And he's worried about how the Trump administration's trade policies could impact those very communities.
When you say tariffs to my population, they're thinking about bread prices, egg prices, kitchen top economics, gas prices, you know, how it's going to affect the restaurant, how it's going to affect the part, you know, the car they're buying or the TV that they're buying, because a lot of this stuff has parts from all around the world, and they're smart enough at least to understand that if there's a tax on that the importer is going to have to potentially raise those prices.
Hope says the U.S. economy is powered by consumers, and his goal through Operation Hope is to make sure all Americans have the financial tools they need to thrive and power the economy. I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner on the Black Business Beat.
Now more than ever, Lowe's knows you don't just want a low price, you want the lowest price. And with our lowest price guarantee, you can count on us for competitive prices on all your home improvement projects. If you find a qualifying lower price somewhere else on the same item, we'll match it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Price match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at lowes.com/lowest price guarantee.
Ugh, I gotta get business cards printed for my entire staff, but where do I even?
That was easy.
Oh, okay, Staples. But can I have bigger stuff printed too, like huge signs and banners?
That was easy.
Nice. And what if I had to ship a package?
That was easy.
Have my passport photo taken?
That was easy.
Coffee and snacks?
That was easy.
What about the latest laptops?
That was
earbuds
easy.
and headphones?
That was
Office
easy.
chairs?
That was easy.
I think I also need to get some Staples.
Seriously?
I had to ask.
For everything your business needs to get the job done.
Staples. That was easy.
Hello, friend. Tavis Smiley here with a special announcement. You can catch my show at a new time. Weekdays from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Same great topics, same great guests, same great conversations, just a little earlier in the day. It's Tavis Smiley, weekdays 1 to 4 p.m. only on WBOK 1230 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation is the nonprofit organization that owns the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival, presented by Shell. With the funds generated from Jazz Fest, the foundation invests in Louisiana communities through economic development, cultural enrichment, and free educational programs. To learn more about the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation, please visit us at www.jazzandheritage.org.
Hi, this is Arnie Filko. Let's elevate every Tuesday through Thursday from 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. as we discuss the community, the country, and the world, from politics to current events to sports. We look forward to your input and continuing the quality programming on your community station, WBOK. Join Carrie and I every Tuesday through Thursday, 6 to 7 o'clock p.m. on Elevated Conversations, the Arnie and Carrie Show. See you soon.
Making a difference in the community. WBOK 1230 AM. Here we go. The reality check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Remember, I'm tripping. I just got a text message.
From who, Partel?
I don't want to tell everybody who it is, but
what did it say?
We're being monitored and followed.
We're being monitored.
I am being monitored and followed. There seems to be.
They following you, bro?
And monitored. We already know we've been monitored. I ain't worried about that. But following me? Oh, following me and get run over. Not ran over. Run over.
R-U-N-T. Runt.
Runt over. I'm being followed. They call it intimidation. They're trying to call it intimidation. But I'm like, wait a minute. For real?
You think they're sitting outside?
Huh?
You think they're sitting outside?
That's probably been a couple of times. I ain't worried about that part. I ain't worried about that.
You sure it's not Eric?
Huh?
Sure it's not Eric?
Don't make me answer that. I'm being followed? You know, I'm going to start doing stupid stuff now.
I was getting ready to say something like that.
I'm going to start doing stupid stuff like standing
Take
in
them
the
to that
middle
club
of the...
downtown with the green door.
Huh?
Take them downtown to that club with the green door.
Yeah, come on in.
That give them something to talk about.
They're like, hey, come on in. Bring your baby oil. Introduce you to my friend.
Mr. Frosty.
It's Mr. Diddy. Take that. That's terrible. Let me take James. James.
What's happening, bro?
What's going on?
That's sad because the bad part about that is they'll beat you there. They won't meet you there.
That's indeed.
Yeah, you hear me? So, but I picked up when Brother Cedric was spitting facts, bro. But I also wanted to bring it to y'all attention that in Jefferson Parish, Miss Jennifer Van Frank, they council person. I believe she the head.
You saw her dress?
Yeah, she the president.
The council? I'm not certain. I need to find that out.
I don't pretty much listen to too much of JP news, but it's a stark contrast to what we got going on. This man worried about plane tickets and locking rooms up, and you got city run entities down here deteriorating from the inside out. The people can't get a call. You know what I'm saying? Can't even get a response when they call and complain about air conditions and walls deteriorating and AC not working. You know, he show up on camera and say, "I didn't know nothing about this." That's your job, bro. That's your job. You're supposed to know about everything going on in this city and its workings. You're supposed to know about your department and where they're deficient at. But you're worried about people taking flights, who they dating, and locking up apartments that have been open at the mayor's discretion says Ben win. So, you know, this woman is the article says Jennifer Van Frank plans roof grant for Jefferson Parish homeowners. Imagine if the mayor and the council was on the same page, what we could have got done.
Yep.
I got the fortified roof grant. I still had to pay damn near $12,000 to finish the job.
Wow.
Yeah, but with the promise of it's gonna pay itself off on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I'm taking a gamble with my future. But my point is, this woman is actively seeking solutions, and this clown is actively seeking drama.
Yep.
You know, things got to change, but that's why we lost faith in the black people, Cedric. That's why we losing faith in black politicians, Cedric. And I respect the hell out of everything you said, but you're missing that caveat. You know, sometimes it look like they don't mean us no good.
And I just don't think that everybody understands this. This don't, to me. Now, this is just my personal opinion. I don't have, but I have history on my side, but I don't have statistics on my side because I haven't done the work yet. But history has shown that any player that is a businessman or woman that has the clout to be able to submit proposals to get the type of business that's either several $100,000 or multi-million-dollar.
Everybody
clout.
start off as consultants, bro.
Right.
They don't go push no brooms. But they do that for commercials, like Sydney did.
So if that is the person that I'm looking at that by any chance looks like me, I'm going to look at their business portfolio, number one. Number two, I'm going to look at their community portfolio. And then I'm going to sit back and I'm going to wait because they're getting ready to be the new scrutinized persons in the community. And the reason why is because that money.
I believe Mr. Henry can get it done. I believe Troy can get it done.
But that money, that money makes them.
His business model is in the right place.
Right, but that money makes them a pawn in the, I guess more so in the eyes of the beholders that don't want them to get those contracts because they can do damage in the community and support different things, politically support them, mentally support them, community support people. Then what you have is followers and people that are going to say, hey, look, I'm with you because I know you can help me. And then you're going to try to reach back and get some other folks that you can work with.
Right.
Alvin Richards was under scrutiny along with Jimmy Woods. How dare you, Troy Henry, go get one of them and make them your vendor?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a shame that we don't have as many major Black Power players in this city.
Right.
And wherever they are, if there are plenty, wherever they are, it's like whack-a-mole. They're scared to pop their heads out the ground.
Right. So
you know, because of stuff like this. But like I said, I respect the hell out of what Cedric was saying, and he's right. But when it comes down to our Black politicians, man, sometimes we take wooden nickels and we come back to the community and say, man, that's all I could get you, or that's all I could do. And I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of hearing it. I didn't like it when I heard it from Obama. I don't like it when I'm hearing it from our mayor. I don't like it when I'm hearing it from Mr. Red Bottom, Captain America. But did y'all notice that boy ain't got a Anthony Mackie dog nowhere in his office?
Nowhere.
I ain't seen it.
Nope.
Nope.
And he from here.
You're the clown. So I hope you following. I hope you listening to that. I hope you monitoring that. We think you a clown, bro. A lot of us do. I know I do. I can stand on my own. I think you a clown, bro.
I need to find out who this pastor is that's running against him. I didn't know there was somebody there.
And all I know is he wasn't getting my vote on the get back.
I need to know who this. Whoever knows who this pastor is, tell him to call me. I need to talk to him.
Yeah, I'm shocked to hear that. Wow, we spent too much time with this dude arguing over frivolities and never come up with a solution. The solutions he came up is always a little like he messy like, That's the type of stuff used to get you ostracized in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Yep.
But he carried this through life. So whatever high school he went to, he obviously didn't learn nothing from that plea.
Oh, he ain't no. I mean, he not he ain't gangster. He tried to be gangster. And he went against Oliver. Oliver was like, dude, you don't realize I'm from the Ninth Ward, and
right.
don't play to me Booker T up in here. And he was like, oh yeah, you know who I am. I thought he was gonna say Holy Cross, but he wasn't.
If you didn't get it from your friends your peers at school, you should have gotten it from your family.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? I don't know who raised this dude, man. I'm just, like I said, it'd be nice to have solutions. I got this woman is coming up with an extra $5,000 or $7,000 or whatever you might fall short. You might fall short $2,000. They are making a proposal in their parish so them people don't have to give that money back. Fix it. Why this man just can't be a part of the solution? He always got to be a front row for the problem.
Right.
Shaking it, boy. I'm about shaking like booty meat. He's twerking. He's twerking for the camera. Jive turkey. Boy, I tell you.
Not booty meat. Yes, indeed.
Shaking like booty meat. Twerking for the camera. And whatever he do, he go to twerking, shaking them keys. He was twerking up under the desk.
All right, James, you done went far, bro. You done went far today.
I ain't lying. All right, bro.
I'm going to holler at you, boy.
Yeah.
Yes, DJ said booty meat. That's a good one. I remember that one. Shaking like booty meat. Yes, indeed. Bob Jones.
Hey, G-Man.
What's going on with you there, sir?
Oh, everything and nothing.
All at the same time.
G-Man, what I have a question. I'm not sharpest knife in the drawer. But I was born at night, but not last night.
I got you.
I see this young man won in this primary in New York, 33 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he went around knocking on doors, campaigning, making promises. I thought to my mind, what kind of record did he have?
He's new. He got a lot of ideas. He doesn't have a record. He has a lot of ideas. He's new.
Oh, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
See, that brings up my question is, when a politician is running, you can make a lot of promises. You could promise you're going to do this or do that. You could promise that you're going to be against a certain segment of people. Or you could really outright lie.
But I don't think he's
say you
making
ain't gonna
promises.
do nothing for nobody.
No. I don't think he's making promises. I think what he's doing is giving alternative ways of doing things that should be put in place. First, let me go through a couple of the criteria that I know.
Do he have a record? That's what I want to know.
But listen to me. He's new, and he's saying that public transportation in the city of New Orleans, not city of New Orleans, city of New York, should be free. Here's how we're going to do it. Da 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 da. Okay, you never heard that before. These are young, moderate folks that are Democrats that are looking for something new, and you got more of them instead of the old heads that were going to go with what's his name? They want something new. They don't want to do it the same way.
Okay. So all you have to do is come up with something new.
And that you can probably institute and put it in place. And he was telling them how to do it.
All right. So that way, he should be a shoo-in. That's I always thought, like, you know.
Well,
I'm
he's going to be the Democratic choice. This was the Democratic choice.
Might have something to do with it.
Huh?
I'm listening.
No, I said he's now the Democratic choice. This was the choice of who they wanted to rank, because they ranked those folks that were going to run for office, and it was him against Como.
Okay, well, it's not over with yet.
Well, yeah, because he's going to be the person that's going to represent the Democrats. Now, Como can go in and try to go and say, well, I'm going to be an independent and get on the ballot. That's what he's going to try to do. But as far as representing the Democrats.
And what about the former mayor? What about him? What's his name?
He gonna run, but I think that he's in trouble.
Okay. So in other words, this young man is a shoo-in.
I don't know. No, I can't say that, but I do think that the current mayor is in some type of trouble. But he did get some type of pardon. I don't want to call it a pardon, but some type of reprieve from the president, because they wanted to remove all of those folks from New York by using ICE, and to make sure that he didn't get indicted, he went along with it. And the president stood up and said, "We won't indict you. We'll take away the charges."
So what about here in the city? We have a number of people that throw their hat in the ring to run for mayor. And all of them, I'm sure, going to make a lot of promises.
That's just part of politics, then. It's what you believe. It's what you believe.
It's what you believe.
Remember one of the things that Didi ran on. She said this is gonna be the city. No, this was never gonna be the city of no more. We're not gonna be the city of no. And every time we do something, it ends up being no.
Oh, okay. So there wasn't no truth to that.
Ain't her fault. She got the bullet pulpit as the mayor, yes. But she also got all 7 of those sitting on the dais over there at City Hall thinking that she don't know what she's doing and going against everything that she tried to do.
Oh, wow. That's a mess, huh?
Yes, sir. It is.
So, in other words, you don't know who we going to get, no matter who we vote for, huh?
Well, who you voting for if you can tell me? Which one you going for?
I haven't figured it out yet.
You ain't figured it out yet?
No, I don't know all the candidates.
Well, we'll get close. We'll start. When we get close to the date, I think that's what, July the 9th? July the 9th through the 11th?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Or you going to ask me again?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you again, but I'm also gonna let them start talking on the air.
Have you picked your candidate yet?
No.
You have.
I make it a point. I make it a point as the host of a show. I don't tell anybody who I'm going to vote for, and the reason why is because I don't want anybody to say I'm going to be biased. I went through that before. People saying that I'm biased toward a candidate, and even in the sheriff's race,
man.
Yes, sir.
What about your boss? Is she gonna run again?
Yeah, she's running.
She's running.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think that she ain't running because she said she was pausing her campaign. But that was the pause of campaign during the time that they're trying to get those inmates back in. But Susan Hudson is running. She is running.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
Yeah, so, everybody can give this story and.
Yep. All right, let me get these calls. Everybody holding in.
All right, thank you.
I'll talk to you later, sir. Thank you.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. What you say, Lee?
Hey, G, what's up, man?
What's going on with you?
I just woke up from my midday nap.
Yeah, the midday nap.
Well, when you retire, sometimes you fall asleep during the middle of the day.
Yes, indeed.
I guess I'm at that age. But what I want to tell you, I've always been a believer that if you dream it, you can make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And this idea of free transportation, I don't know why that hasn't been pushed down here. I mean, let's face it, we have crowded roads, we have kids on buses, people going to work, and that's one thing that should be free, transportation. We should be able to move masses of people from point A to point B, like New Orleans East to the Central Business District, or the CBD, people in the CBD from Slidell. Shouldn't have to wait. And we have the infrastructure built already with the rail system. We should be able to do that. That's not a hard idea to figure. And I don't think it's going to take as many tax dollars as it would. And if so what? Let's do something constructive that the people can see and make it happen. And I don't think it should be just cut off at, say, 9 o'clock at night. I think we should have it run, maybe not as often during the night. We should have it run 24 hours a day. So this is, I've always believed that, look, if people can get together, put their minds together constructively, you can make something happen. And you can make it happen in such a way that it's not going to be a burden on the average citizen. But we people that I know, we don't think outside the box. We destroy the box. We don't let that hinder us.
But
Lee, think of ideas.
None of that has been introduced as even an idea here.
That's what I don't understand. With all of the things that people trying to move forward, why can't we have this? And I'll be the first to tell you about it. Let's make it happen.
No, I can tell you it would never happen. I can tell you why. But you already know this. You just think it's a good idea. I understand that. And I'm with you on that. It is a good idea. But it'll never happen here. You know why?
Money.
Right. RTA has lobbyists, man. This is RTA stands for the Regional Transit Authority.
Well, they need to be put in their place.
They got lobbyists that go straight to, and they got plenty of money. They got plenty of money. The same thing with Jet. Jet got the same thing. They got plenty of money. Veolia, they got plenty of money. They making money. Yeah. They making money off of the backs of folks that don't have money for cars.
That's correct.
How many folks is that in the city of New Orleans?
Oh,
hundreds of them, thousands of them.
Yep.
They make hundreds of thousands of dollars a day. Do you really think that they're going to let that go?
I just say, let's challenge it and see what happens to it.
How we challenge it? That's why I want to hear this from you. Tell me how we challenge it.
Well, you got to get a politician to introduce an ordinance or an amendment to say such a thing. I know you're gonna laugh. Because ain't none of them going to stick their neck out that far. At least I made you laugh.
Yeah, you did, because you said the one word that made me laugh. What word was that?
Politician.
Yes, it did. Hey, Lee, I'm hugging you through the phone, bro. I love you. Here, I do.
I love you too, man. Think about it. All right, G.
I'll talk to you later, bro.
All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
How long have I been on air? Since 4 o'clock? Oh, that was the best laugh I had today. That was the best one. Lee didn't even realize he was doing that. He said the one word that made me go, what? Politician. That's it. More coming up, folks. Everybody will tell you.
AURN News.
Despite President Trump declaring Iran's nuclear program obliterated, early U.S. intelligence says not so fast. A Defense Intelligence Agency report obtained by CNN reveals that key parts of Iran's nuclear infrastructure, including centrifuges and enriched uranium, survived the recent U.S. and Israeli attacks. The Fordo enrichment site damaged, yes, but not destroyed. Analysts say Iran likely moved some of its stockpile and centrifuges out of key sites days before the bomb dropped. That means Iran's program has been delayed only by months and not dismantled. Trump, meanwhile, doubled down, saying the strikes were total destruction and slammed the leak as treasonous. His defense secretary called the report low confidence. But here's the thing. Outside experts and satellite images suggest Iran anticipated the attack and took steps to preserve its capabilities. One intel officer said Iran could still build a covert program off what remains. For AURN News, I'm Ebony McMorris.
It's Off the Top with Norman Robinson on WBOK 1230 AM.
In a nation once proud of its democratic ideas, we now find ourselves staring down a very disturbing image, one that looks less like a thriving republic and more like a scene from a Cold War dictatorship. On the president's birthday, no less, Lord have mercy, military troops and armored vehicles were deployed on the streets of the nation's capital. In Los Angeles, similar scenes played out, with armed soldiers in battle gear patrolling a small neighborhood once protected by local law enforcement. The justification? Undefined threats, unspecified dangers, and an obvious growing tendency from the Trump White House to conflate dissent with disloyalty. Let's be clear. When a sitting American president rolls military tanks down Pennsylvania Avenue for optics, not necessity, that's not strength. It's spectacle and weakness. America is a nation founded on the right to speak, to protest, and to assemble freely, rights that are protected under the Constitution. The imagery of soldiers in any city, absent a natural disaster or declared war, sends a different message, one of intimidation, not protection. This is how democracies are eroded, not with a coup or constitutional collapse, but with slow, seemingly justifiable steps, numbing us to the military presence in civic life, a demonization of the free press, political opposition, and stoking fear over facts. Moreover, fear is being used as a political weapon under the guise of patriotism. We're being encouraged to fear immigrants, fear our neighbors, fear the ballot box, and fear each other. The foundation of freedom is not fear, but courage. With that said, we must decide what kind of America we want. One with our children growing up saluting tanks and demagogues? One with our children growing up respecting the Constitution? Democracy demands vigilance. It demands that we speak up when the lines between security and suppression begins to blur. Power belongs to the people, not the palace, and certainly not a damn parade. This is Norman Robinson, Off the Top.
This is Monica Pierre along with Sally Ann Roberts Daybone, co-host of Your Power is On.
Tune in Sunday mornings from 7 to 8 a.m. for music that feeds the spirit. Get your Sunday on.
Right here on WBOK 1230 a.m. and WBOK1230.com, the station you listen to all day long.
NOLA Public Schools is excited for the rest of this 24-25 school year journey with our families, watching our students dive into learning, growth, and success. As the school year continues, our dedicated educators are focused on keeping every student engaged and motivated. Let's keep embracing new challenges, celebrating achievements, and supporting each other to make the rest of this year even more impactful. Stay connected with your school and NOLA PS through our social media channels for updates and resources. We're here to help our scholars attend today, achieve tomorrow.
This is Dr. Jaquil Ross, the host for Talk That, NOLA Education, brought to you by New Schools for New Orleans. On Talk That, we'll be focusing on the amazing work of educators and students happening inside and around public schools in New Orleans. Our school communities are full of so much talent and promise, so let's talk about it. This month, we'll be joined by Taylor Williams and Grow Your Own students at Grambling State University to share their journey on becoming a teacher. Also, we'll hear from Holly Reed, Alexis Ketto, and Raphael Simmons to learn more about the new and exciting NOLA PS Data Dashboard tool. Following that, we'll learn more about education programs being impacted by the termination of federal grants. We will then conclude the month with a conversation from two educators with over 20 plus years of experience in New Orleans public schools. So tune in for Talk That, NOLA Education, every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on 12:30 a.m. To learn more about innocent on our programs, visit newschoolsforneworleans.org.
Hey, New Orleans, look for important changes to your natural gas service. This summer, Delta Utilities takes over for Entergy Gas with a Louisiana-born, Louisiana-based approach to safe, clean, reliable natural gas. No interruptions or rate changes due to the transition, just dependable service and modernized technology to keep you running smoothly. Get to know us at deltautilities.com and stay tuned for more later this summer. Delta Utilities, focused on natural gas, committed to New Orleans.
Get in on the conversation at 504-582-9422. Here we go. The Reality Check on WBOK 1230 AM.
All right, folks, welcome back. Hey, bro, where did Oliver go to school? Where did he go to school? Martin Luther King? He didn't go to Martin Luther King, did he? Where did Oliver go to school? Did he go to Booker T? Where did he go to school?
That's a good question. I have no idea where
Somebody
he went to
know
school.
other than me. I'll have to call him real quick to find out because they're trying to figure out where. I remember when him and JP got in that argument on the city council. And
have no
Oliver
idea.
said, "Don't forget, you don't know me. You don't know me. You better just back down off of that. Where I went to school, da 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 da." I should know this by heart because he said it one time before. He went to Clark. Did he go to Clark?
But James is saying that he think he went to Joseph S. Clark.
He went to Clark? Okay. Yeah. Don't mess with boys going to Clark. Because they trying to figure out where JP went to school. I was like, yeah, he went to Country Day. I went to Clark. Da, da, da. And he's standing up there talking about, oh, keep on. Keep on. I went to Country Day.
Country Day?
Country
Bow ties?
Day. Let me stop. Cam.
Hey, Gerard, how you doing today?
What's going on with you, man?
I don't want to. I don't want to correct you, but I think JP went to Brother Martin.
Nah, he went to Country Day.
He went to Country Day. Okay.
Yeah, he went to
I don't know what your topic is today, but I heard the speaker before, the caller before Pop Jones, and I heard Pop Jones. But you know, the caller before Pop Jones was talking about the leprechaun and how he's always battling the man, not cooperating. But you know, Helena Moreno has thrown many rocks and hidden her hands many times.
No.
So she's behind all this too.
I wouldn't be
You know,
surprised. I mean, that's her buddy.
Yeah, she's in that game too, but she's not saying much because I knew she had plans on running for mayor, and JP is the one who's outspoken because I heard him say, "This is the job I want. I have no intentions of being mayor." But Helena Moreno is also behind that, and I say that because I drive through the East and I see all these Helena Moreno signs because people being disgruntled with Oliver. But you ask Pop Jones who he's voting for, and he hasn't made up his mind. I have definitely made up my mind. There's no doubt in my mind the best man for the job is Oliver Thomas. I mean, you can say what you want about him, or people can say what they want about him, but Moreno is the lead in the race. hard. Moreno is, like I said, she has done many things to TD behind her back and hides her hand and act all innocent and sweet, but she's behind it too.
Yeah.
You know, so if you're going to defend TD, you got to, and talk about Moreno, you got to put her in that same conversation.
Yeah, there you
Same
go.
conversation. So
All
I'm
right.
an OT man. I'm going to a fundraiser in a few days for OT, and I hope I could help him out.
There you go. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate you, boss.
You're welcome.
All right, brother.
You're welcome.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for me, folks. I appreciate everybody for being a part of the conversation on today. Whatever you do safely and carefully is the way we want you to do it. That guy that's supposed to be running against him is That's Pastor Manning. You know Pastor Manning? I know Pastor Manning. I need to talk to Pastor Manning. Tell him to come see me at the radio station. Tell me what his format is. Y'all don't think I'm playing? I'm not playing. Tell Pastor Manning to come see me. Call
you looking at me like that, bro?
No, I was looking at that. I'm sorry, bro. Gotta watch the people that you make enemies out of. I told you, you can sit there and take this ass whipping every day.
Now go take your follower on a nice long ride.
And you want to talk bad about the man that owned the radio station too? Tell Pastor Manning to come see me, y'all. I'm out. Carrie, up next, right here on WBOK.
WB